Welcome back to the channel, and today is Wednesday, so it can only be Whiskey Wednesday. Hope you're well. I hope you've had a good week. The time absolutely flies by. I think this is episode, oh cracky, 9, I believe. Where's that time gone? So, what do we always do on a Whiskey Wednesday? I have my glass, shiny precious metals. Cheers, buddy. Looking forward to your Tea Tuesday when it happens. I still have some whiskey left from last week, which is incredible. That's very unlike me. I was watching 365's video today that he released, and he's as bad as me. He likes his whiskey and he gets through it pretty quickly, which I do as well, but I try to restrict it to Whiskey Wednesday if I can. So cheers, everybody. This is to you. Now, very quickly, you may have noticed this. Not really what I'd have out on a Whiskey Wednesday, but as you all know, if you've seen my posts, we had a big family do this weekend just gone, and yeah, believe it or not, we've got a bit of alcohol left over, so I didn't want to go out and buy some more, although it's always tempting. So yeah, I just thought I'd finish that off. I'm not a great fan of Jack Daniels if I was just to drink it as 365 would say, on the rocks with ice. Yeah, it doesn't do it for me, so yeah, I've had to bring some Coca-Cola with me. But yeah, that'll be fine. You know, it's all about saving a bit of money and not wasting it, really, as much as I'd like to. Although I'd never say a good... Just going to lift the camera up a little bit more, get a bit more an angle on there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'd never say I'd waste money on a good whiskey. So yes, look forward to the next one, the next bottle that I get. Also, I'd like to say, when I was on the subject of whiskey, I saw what's his name, the Silver Stacker. Hopefully, I've got that right. Yes, he, on his last video, he had a chat and he had a whiskey, and yeah, he looked at some silver as well. So yeah, I'm glad. I don't want to promote drinking, obviously. It's not a good thing to promote. But yeah, there is something about having a nice whiskey and a chat and a relaxation. So yeah, cheers to you too, and 365. So what's been going on? I had a great, as you all know, with my post on Monday, I had a load of people over the weekend, so I was all last week really busy. So it's nice to be back to normal a little bit. Been a little bit busy at work again, which is really cool. Just from a channel point of view, got some really interesting stuff coming up. It's really funny. I would love to talk about it now. I might briefly touch on it during tonight's episode, but no, I want to leave it as a bit of a surprise, not only for me, but yeah, get to share it with you guys too. So yeah, there's some interesting stuff going on. The studio's a bit chocker because it's full of clutter from the party from the weekend, so I've got to get going and tidy that up a little bit. And as I was saying, comment to the Stat Collector today, yeah, I'm slowly, and it is slowly, turning my whole studio. I'm so lucky. I'll show you it all when I'm finished. Slowly turning my studio into different type of backdrops that I can use at different times. I'm trying to be really creative with that, so that's coming on slowly. But as I said before in a few videos, unfortunately, but it's fortunate, I've got an operation coming up soon, so I'm going to have a bit of time afterwards, especially in recovery. So yeah, I'll be able to poodle around here and get it all going. What else? My attempts at trying to work out getting better quality videos is still a bit of a challenge for me at the moment, albeit I think, don't hold me to it just in case, because I'm very finicky, but there is a higher possibility of the next Wizzi Wednesday actually being live. So yeah, I will take the plunge. Now you might see a couple of little excerpts over the next week of I was live, but it's just me testing it out really to see if it works. I think it works. It looks like it works the way I want to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put a bit of trust in it, and definitely if I'm going live, you'll see a little short or something. Pardon me, beforehand, just to say I'm going live. How I'm going to cope with that, I have no idea. I just, from a work load point of view, the Wizzi Wednesdays are quite long, albeit the collaborations with Cobra Stacker seem to be getting longer now. But you know, the Wizzi Wednesdays is quite long. And like last week, I was so late getting it out. I think it was the following day, to be fair. I don't edit them. I want them to be as rough and raw as the way they come across. So I don't put anything on it. So I just download it straight from my phone, which I'm currently recording this on, as a YouTube video. And it takes forever. But last week, while I was just listening to, after I finished, whilst I was just listening to, because I always like to listen to it just in case I've really cocked up somewhere. Or something's happened, or you know, I've said something that I just ultimately shouldn't have said. Whilst I was listening to it, yeah, unfortunately, I got a phone call from a niece, like in tears, and I sat listening to her for a good hour and a bit. So by the time I could even finish off listening to my video, and then start to download it, was well gone, 11:30 at night, I think. So apologies for that. I've started a little bit earlier tonight. It's 5:07. So with any luck, I don't know how long this one's going to go on for, but it goes on for as long as it does. And with any luck, I'll actually get it out on a Wednesday. But getting back to doing it live, the greatest thing with using OBS software, and then there's probably other stuff, but that's the only thing I've looked at, is that it will do it will just shunt it straight line. I haven't got to do anything. I haven't got to absolutely touch anything, which, you know, I'm sure the guys that do it live know that. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. So it'll go out as it is, which is really cool. So yeah, watch this space. If we can go live, we'll go live. Had a fantastic, really good collaboration with Cobra Stacker. Was that Monday? I think it was Monday. Yeah, I'm sure it was Monday. That was really cool. That'll be out on Sunday, I believe. It's on Cobra Stacker's channel, so watch out for that one. As soon as he posts it, I'll put it on my community page anyway. Yeah, interesting chat, that one. It's always interesting. Got a lovely relationship with him now, and yeah, we just talk a load of whatever really together, and yeah, it seems to be quite successful, and we'll keep improving it and keep moving on. But I love it, he loves it, and hopefully you guys get to enjoy it too. Good feedback on it anyway, and I will say thank you so much. I always say this, I actually mean it. I meant my video I put out Monday night, right? I really do appreciate people's comments. Please like and subscribe, keep me going. As I've said a zillion million times, it isn't why I'm doing it. I want to just try and help people out, but obviously, you know, egotistically, it's lovely to get the likes and subscriptions. So yeah, please do that if you would like to. I would appreciate that. Yeah, hopefully once I get that software on the boil, on the run, we'll try it out a couple of times, make sure it works live, and then yeah, that'd be nice to then try and get some collaborations with a few people that said they would love to do that with me. So that'd be cool. So yeah, it's all good fun. Yeah, it's keeping this old brain going anyway. So getting on, we've had a couple of questions. The first one last week, I was abysmally mentioned someone. I couldn't remember their whole name. Bless him, but he yeah, he didn't make a fuss about it or anything. But his name is Wizzi Wizard, and he leaves some lovely comments on my channel. Um, so there's a good shout out. Hopefully that's your proper name. But he left me a lovely question, which is a really cool one actually. And it was, do I like silver bars as well as coins? So, out in front of you, I thought I better get some silver bars out. I haven't got a lot of silver bars. What you see in front of you is basically what I've got. But, great question. Because, with, like anything, with questions, I have to sit and think about why did I do that? Why did I not do that? Excuse me. But these silver bars here and these two gold bars were I purchased last year sometime when I was starting to get into stacking collecting. Seems to be collecting as well now. Thank you, the stack collector. Yes, when I was sort of getting a little bit serious in investing some money into the precious metals marketplace, yeah, there's just an abundance, and I didn't particularly take a lot of maybe care or recognition into design overly. It was just 10 ounces. How much is it? Is it cool to have? Didn't even think about whether it was a good investment or not. Is it good to have? Is it cheaper? You know, I was watching lots of videos from lots of people, and I still do, at that early learning curve. And yeah, it was just impulsive. Yeah, got to get some bars. And so, yeah, I bought, oh crikey, I bought these bars, and yeah, they've just sort of sat away or been out on display, and I've never really looked at them, and I've never really thought about, do I like them, do I not? Now, there's a story that goes further into this. Obviously, buying 1 ounce silver coins, you know, is a lot lighter on the pocket than buying a, you know, a £280 silver bar, or 270. I can't remember how much exactly it was. You know, it's easier to buy, to spend 20. I think when I bought my first lot of silver coins, they were £19, I mean, 20 quid, something like that. So, you know, I was weighing up and getting into that trap of, okay, I could buy lots of these, and it looks like I've got lots of items, and it's all egotistical for me. More than anything, it's a real big psychological game in the early. Well, it was for me in the early stages. So, yeah, it was just like, oh, what do I fancy? What do I not fancy? What makes sense? What didn't make sense? And to be fair, Wizzi Wizard, I was so naive. I wasn't really. I was just like obsessed with getting a stack together and getting, you know, just getting stuff that I, you know, just fancied at the time without doing much research, which is bananas and stupid. It's crazy. But, you know, that's what I did. Now, I'm not saying it's crazy for everyone to do. You do whatever you like. I'm not your daddy. I love that saying. You do whatever you want to do. But, yeah, when I look back, you know, I could have had a little bit more finesse over my stacking ideas and took my time, but I'm pretty impulsive at times, as you're going to all find out over the next month. So, yeah, that's what happened. So, how do I look at it in today? Now, I love, you know, I love big bits of silver. I am so envious of Cobra Stackers' 1 kilogram silver coins, because, you know, for me, I do like design. I like art. I like photography, as you all know. And one, one thing I now I've got more time. One thing I appreciate is design on coins and on silver and gold. I really appreciate it for what it is, especially with people, or if you can find coins that have had, you know, a little bit more of a personal touch, not a manufactured touch, which I haven't got a lot of, to be fair. So yeah, lately I've been not only impulse buying, which is stupid, but yeah, I do think about what I want from my money now when I'm investing it into silver and gold. So no, it's just such a great question. I'm really not sure because I haven't put tons of thought into it. I did look. Now this is interesting. I did look at some of the Germania mint bars that Cardiff Gold has, and they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful, and I always use Cobra Stacker as a great shopping channel for looking at. You know, I've seen some of the stuff he's bought, you know, at a poured level, and what I would call an unmanufactured, although they are in a way, but unmanufactured, more of a domestic unmanufactured product, and they look absolutely stunning. So probably I've got a big goal to answer your question. I've got a goal with my silver. I want to get to 250 ounces, and I might probably hit that a little bit earlier than what I thought do this year with my silver. Um, so at that point, I'm going to have to really discipline myself to then, if I've got an opportunity to buy silver, perhaps start buying silver in different, um, you know, in bars, because you know they are really cool. I mean, they're sensationally lovely. What I do like about the 10 ounce ones that I have got is they're just so weighty, you know. And when I'm putting them away or getting them out to have a look at or show their kids or whatever because they want to see them, um, they cling together and they just make a lovely noise. So yeah, that's maybe something I could concentrate on. But at the moment, you know, I'm doing the obviously my challenge that I set for new stackers to show you that I will get my 1 ounce a week silver. So at the end of the month, I'll be ordering another four. My son will have four too. So I want to continue that through, get to my 250 ounces, and yeah, then maybe I will look at bars a little bit more. I know 365 has been putting together his lovely rack of bars. Sounds like a rack of ribs, which looks absolutely cool, buddy. In your setup, almost looks like a little sports stand with loads of little silver characters sitting there. It's just really cool. It looks great. So yeah, maybe I'll look at that going forward. So do I have a preference? No, not really. But I've just had a tendency to be stacking my coins really, and recently been looking at a few collection pieces. So yeah, once I get to that 250 mark, then yeah, that's just a nice reminder for me to look at other things within the silver brand as such, you know, because there's many different things out there and many different mints creating some gorgeous stuff. So yeah, maybe I'll go down that route. So great question. Um, I think with gold, it comes down to price for me with gold. It's what what I personally want with gold. You know, I apply the same sort of ethics, but obviously it's a lot more money. So yeah, I have to think about that more, on how I want to spend it. So I'm a little bit more thoughtful. These two gold bars that you can see in front of you, you know, I wasn't really thinking about anything really. So yeah, they just come along. But I'm glad I got them at a reasonable price, so which is really cool. Let me put the house back up on the chessboard. Put that one back. So yeah, you've sort of prodded. Thank you very much for that, because you sort of made me think a little bit about not being so narrow-minded on what I'm trying to achieve, because maybe I could achieve it in a different way. So yeah, that's a great question. Thank you very much indeed. Really appreciate that one a lot. Cheers. Right, Camel Finance. Yeah, I can always rely on him for giving me some really hard thought questions. But yeah, he's given me 4 questions. I'll quickly read through them. And he said, I don't know how I'm going to, in what order I'm going to answer them, but he's got, I am seeing UK mortgage defaults on the rise. Interesting. And prices starting to come down, more in my area at least. Any comments or thoughts? Crash coming would be nice for the younger generation. Crash coming, question mark. It's my thoughts on that. The second question is, are you watching any stocks during the current couple of earnings weeks? Okay, which is cool. Are you worried about Bitcoin's price action? He likes his Bitcoin like I do. And is this breakout for real? Oh, sorry. This is my writing. Is this breakout for real in the metals, which means gold and silver? Is it finally time? And I'll explain what he means by that. Well, what I think he means by that from what he's been putting on his channel over the last quite a few months. So let's go back to the first one. I'm seeing UK mortgage defaults on the rise and prices starting to come down, in my area at least. Any comments or thoughts? Okay, right. Let me just explain for anyone that's new to listening and hadn't heard about me talk about Camel Finance. Camel Finance is a professional pro swing trader. He does it for a living, so he's quite into finance, because that's obviously his job, and he needs to be on top of everything that's going on, so he can do his trading. Fascinating channel. Highly recommend if you want to learn things about marketplace, what affects marketplace. Is obviously his opinion, but he puts it across in quite an unbiased way if he can. Actually he does. It's not if he can. I think he does, which makes it attractive for me to watch, because I'm not swayed by any over opinionated opinions. So yeah, it's really good to watch and learn about the other things within the marketplace, which primarily does affect everything that we're investing in. So good place to go. So he's saying he's seeing UK mortgage defaults. Now I can't say that I'm overly going overboard, spending hours a day looking at how the UK economy is working, to the extent of what he's doing, because he does it as a job. So I can't really answer that. But if he's saying it, I wouldn't be surprised, because I think, with the way everything's going, or has been going, or projected to go, or is slowly going up behind the scenes, it's got to have an effect on the UK housing mortgage marketplace. It really has. From where I live, I probably live in a bubble. The area I call a bubble, and it's quite affluent. Please don't take that the way that you, because I'm not affluent, but it's the area, the county is quite affluent. I'm not, in comparison. But it's great for me and my job, because there's plenty of work around, which is really cool. So yeah, I haven't seen. Well, I've seen a slight delisting in pricing, but not a drastic drop at the moment. But I do believe it's coming. I really do. Um, I think that probably, depending on what's going on with the interest rates, it looks like they're pretty obsessed with getting the interest rates up to 6%. There's talk of 7%. That wouldn't surprise me. It really doesn't surprise me anymore. So that's going to have a massive effect. To cut a long story short, a good friend of mine helped me out the other day because I have to be a little bit careful with what I'm doing at the moment before me up. And a good friend helped me out on a job the other day, and we was chatting away at lunchtime. His mortgage is up for recontract in the next 9 months, I think it is 9 or 10 months, and he's dreading it. He's worked it out that he will probably get a sudden jump of up to 500 quid a month. That's horrendous. And he's got a young family. He's got his own business. And we was talking that when we was just adding up with the way fuel's gone, the bills have gone, the energy costs. He could potentially be looking at £800 a month and a bit more extra that he has to find. His wife's got a really good job, but that's by and by. The signs are there. They are there. Whether you've got a good job, a bad job, or anything, it just tells me that the signs are there and it's happening. So yeah, I can see if things do not radically change, and I can't really get my head around what can change it other than printing loads of money and firing loads of money in the economy, kick the can down the road, and then we all get this all over again in 18 months' time when inflation goes through the roof. So, and then that will probably be even worse than what we're experiencing now. But we all know this story now, or hopefully we all know this story from education. So, but as he says, it would be nice for the younger generation. Now, me being selfish, what I'm about to say is my eldest boy is saving up for property. So if the housing market does have this, even if there's potentially it can have a 25% drop in the market, they're talking about 30% possibly. We'll see what happens. But potentially that could happen. So all of a sudden we've got a big swing into the buyer's market rather than the seller's market. So, but I'm still, like, even that, I am still not convinced with the way things are going. It's going to go the way we think it's gone in the past. Because I was listening to someone talking about buy-to-lets, and I'm not sure. I could be absolutely butchering this. Now, in my area, there's a lot of holiday lets and or rented accommodation that obviously people with money have a tendency to buy these properties and rent them out as holiday lets and bits and pieces. So, but I heard the other day someone was chatting, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think the government possibly changed the rules. They're protecting tenants more. That I'm not sure. Don't hold me to this. This could be a load of crap. I'll try not to swear so much this week as well, but if I do, I do apologise. Yes, what were they saying? Come on, CPM, get it up. They were saying that the government is looking at protecting the tenant for 6 months. So, you can't, in the whole days, get someone out really quickly. And this might be the case. I don't have that in my portfolio. I don't have properties that I rent out or anything. But if that's the case, anyone that's paying, even if it's an interest-only loan or a mortgage on a buy-to-let property, it's like they've got to find the money there. And if their mortgage rate goes up and their current mortgage rate goes up, Jesus Christ, man, then I can see mortgage defaults. I can see that happening. So I don't want it to happen for people, but I do want it to happen for my son and you younger guys out there and ladies out there that want to get onto the housing market. I want to see that, obviously, but it's just a damn shame that it's going to be horrible agony, horrible pain for a lot of families and a lot of people. So let's hope it doesn't happen, but unfortunately, we've all got to be prepared for these things and not be naive, not bury our head in the sands, and just look at reality that this could happen. So let's try and do everything we can to, look after ourselves. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. I'd love to be more professional, but it's not my day job. I think, Camel, you do a fantastic job of illustrating all these things on your channel. And as I keep saying, he doesn't sponsor me or nothing, crikey. It's a really good watch. The information he pumps out for free is very pro, and it's very interesting to listen to. So that's all I'm going to say on that one. Are you watching any stocks during the current couple of earnings weeks? What he means by the couple of earnings weeks is companies, companies are issuing their profit and loss earnings. I presume it's a yearly thing, or maybe they do them quarterly. Some of these big firms have to do a quarterly report to their shareholders. So yeah, it's earning. That's what he means by earnings weeks. I do believe. Oh crikey! What am I trying to say? I hate it when it's somebody's on the tick of your tongue, tip of your tongue. I haven't even finished a full glass. That's crazy. Tesla, yeah, I think Tesla produced their earnings today, and I haven't seen it. But with the question, are you watching any stocks? I have a bit of a tendency to watch it all anyway, because, like I said on one of your comments, on one of your videos, I put a comment on there. I'm really new at this still. I've been looking at this for a year and a half, 2 years, and I still consider myself so new and naive, and so yes, I still have a tendency to watch the markets. Am I particularly watching them due to earnings? No, not really. But what fascinates me is by following and list and having questions like this, it makes me think, and it makes me think about, the next time I'm looking at it, to watch out. What does the earnings mean? How does it implement the change in stock prices or sentiment in that company for people to invest in? So yeah, it's important. Not at the same level as what is important for Camel, because that's his bread and butter. But it's important for me just to keep on top, keep my brain going, and just keep an eye on things. So yes, I am watching, but I would say I'm not watching any more than what I'd normally watch, and I'm not watching any less than what I normally watch. But yeah, I will be interested to see the correlation between information coming out about earnings and how that affects stock price, share price. Pardon me. So yes, I will be watching that and trying to understand understand the correlation between the two. So yeah, great question. Sorry, I can't answer I don't want to bullshit anybody. I don't want to try and. If I try and bullshit and try and project answers, that I will just hash it, and I'd rather not bother. It's just stupid. I'd rather just be me. Great question. Next one. Are you worried about Bitcoin's price action? Absolutely not. Not worried whatsoever. Again, if I was trading it on a day-to-day basis, week-to-week basis, or a month-to-month basis, or generally for my living to keep a roof over my head, keep my family fed, then yes, I would probably be a little bit more particular over the way the markets are acting at the moment. But because I've got a long-term horizon, I'm a long-term investor in that particular asset. Well, I am in all of them, really, to be fair, but that one especially. So I've accepted in my own mind if it's not going to go up when we all think all the things that the indicators are there for it to go, but that's the same downwards as well. Um, then I would be a little bit worried. But saying that, what I find fascinating, Camel, is I try to look at the correlation of maybe why. Why is when, like I was saying to Cobra Stacker the other day, you know, I was led to believe through my little bit of understanding and learning and continual learning that gold has got a direct correlation with the dollar price on the market. And as a rule, I think I might have said this before, but as a rule, when the dollar goes down, gold normally goes up, and vice versa. When it goes up, it normally comes down. So I would when the dollar started shooting down, I think last week, I think it was, and starting to go to those levels of under 100, I was really expecting gold to like flip. Now, I know we've seen that little bit of a flip now, but it wasn't as quick as what I thought it would be. And that could be me just being naive. Um, but I see what you mean about the Bitcoin thing, because when you have an expectancy of something to happen and then it doesn't happen, you either have to query yourself and think, shit, I'm wrong. Why am I wrong? Or is something else going on that isn't quite normally expected? So that's got to be really challenging. So am I worried about Bitcoin's price action? No. If I'm brutally honest, the more it can stay down or go down, the more I can accumulate, and that sounds awful, but that's bloody reality from my point of view. That's the way me and my son looked at it last year. Every week it went down, or there was a catastrophe. It was like, yay, you're getting more for your money all the time. That's not to say it's the right thing to invest in. Not investment advice. This is all my own opinion, but you can say that about anything. When it comes down, but you really believe in a product, then happy days. But of course, I wanted to see. I was expecting it to go up, to be honest, like you were. You more than me, because you know a lot more than me. But it made sense what you were saying, and looking at my charts that I'm slowly trying to get my head around and use. Yeah, it would go up or down, but it looked like the pressure would go up, especially with the dollar spilling out. But these guys here, I think we should give them more credit than sometimes we give them, because they don't do this job for no. They're not paid all this ridiculous money for nothing. They're going to protect stuff for as long as they can. And when I believe, when a system's dying on its doorsteps, they're going to pull all the tricks out in the bag to manipulate and protect what they're trying to do while they're getting ready with a new conspiracy, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be a new reset, new system for us to get stuck into over time. So anything doesn't surprise me anymore. You've always taught me, Camel, expect the unexpected, and that's what I do now. Is this breakout for real in the metals? Is it finally time? Yeah, I mean, deep down, buddy. And I'm sure everyone watching this, if you've got silver and gold, yes, we'd all love it, just like I would love Bitcoin too. But of course, again, it makes sense. To be fair, Camel's been saying at some point he's expecting. I'm not going to put words into his mouth, and hopefully I'll watch right. Silver to $50, maybe, I think it was. I don't think he said pounds. Silver to $50 at some point in the near future when it breaks out and goes, and gold to 3,000. which I think is quite reasonable. In when you look at the logic of what it all stands for and what's going on in the world. So I don't think that's better. You watch some videos, £10,000 an ounce and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, maybe true, but yeah, I think that's quite realistic. So, oh, is it finally time? I hope so, mate. Um, I really do hope so. But I've got to expect the unexpected. There's some really funny, even for my deluded crap brain in the investment process. So much that I look at and listen to now kind of does not make logical sense when I look at what would make sense logically from a reactionary point of view for stocks and shares and gold and silver and Bitcoin and crypto or whatever. So yeah, there's some funny old shenanigans going on at the moment. And if I'm deadly honest, for what I know, and I really don't know, I would not be at all surprised if this continues for the next 12 to 18 months. Because I really personally don't think we're ready for CBDCs yet. But yeah, something's in the wind, and I think we just got to wait, wait patiently. I hope everyone's got something out of the traditional system, and I encourage you to do that. Don't have to go mad, just a little bit, be cool, and then learn. And if you like what you learn, you'll do a little bit more. That's entirely up to you. But yeah, who knows? I don't know. What do I know? So is the breakout for real? Well, technically, you'd be able to answer that better than me. It's certainly silver. Certainly looks like it's broken out to me, for sure. It's gone bizarrely mad, and gold seems to be just trudging along behind it now, and maybe going at a bit more of a slower rate. But silver, yeah, I can see that with silver. Crikey, yeah, it's really plodding away. So yeah, fair play. Glad I got quite a bit of it. So that's really good. That's really good. That can only be a good thing. Not that I'm going to sell any of it, sell any of it anytime soon. So yeah, that's probably not as in depth as possibly what I could be, but that's because I'm not technically minded and professional enough and to know more of an in-depth answer to answer those questions. But that's the way I see it anyway. Funny enough, we actually got on that subject when I was having a chat with Cobra Stacker, which come out on Sunday. Let's put a little bit of JD in here. So a little bit. It's quite a bit. So I've never tasted that on its own. Well, I think I might have done once. Let's just try again. Oh God, no. And it's quite interesting actually because I think 365. You're like this with your JD, I believe. But you did say that single malt JD. I think it was a single malt JD that you tried was on a different level, and you seem to have raved that. So yeah, let me know if I got that right, mate. Because yeah, I need to try a couple of old things. I want to try shiny precious metals. He recommended, was it Bushmills, some malt Bushmills, not the blended stuff, the single malt stuff. And so yeah, that's another one I want to try. I have got my eye on. I think it's called Pig's Whistle. Probably isn't, but I think it is. It's stupid amount of money. It's 96 quid. But to look at it in the bottle, it just looks, and this is me being absolutely stupid because what do I friggin' know? But it just looks like it would be a lovely drink. But 96 quid, jeez, I'm not sure. I'd have to sneak that one into the studio and not let Mrs. CPM see it. Cheers, everyone. So yeah, hopefully I've answered those to the best of my ability. But yeah, great questions. Campbell asked me some really cool questions, really searching questions, and as I've always said, I'll only ask them from answer them to the ability of what I can try and answer them. If I can't answer them, then I'm just going to say sorry. Very quickly, it's quite a short one, this week, which is quite cool. Very quickly, my daughter brought a silver up because I asked her to bring it up, and I was going to show it on the channel, but she's gone home now, so she's left it with me. But yeah, I'm going to have a look at these, which are really cool. She likes them. She likes the animal ones, and these are hers as well. So we do a little bit of a look at those, which would be really cool. Yeah, really different. Very shiny, aren't they? But yeah, we'll have a look at those going forward. And yeah, watch this space from... I've been a little bit crazy. But yeah, I'm really excited. I really got some other stuff I really want to talk about, but I can't because it's going to spoil it all. Pardon me. I hope you're all well. I'm loving the content out there at the moment. I'm getting really into the stat collectors. Every time I get any 50p's now, I'm looking at them and thinking, oh, is that a different one? Is that one I can keep and proudly put on one of my backdrops? But I can't seem to find any. Well, I found one so far, and I think I had it on one of my backdrops on one of my videos, or a couple of videos, which are really cool. But it's really nice now because when I'm out, thanks to the Stat Collectors channel and the excellent way he he puts it across, because he just makes it interesting to watch. Yeah, whenever I'm out and about now, I'm just looking at anything that to be fair, I don't know what I'm looking at, but anything that I just think, oh yeah, I'd just like to have that. But if it wasn't for him and his channel, then I wouldn't, instead of just trudging around the streets being bored when I go shopping, now I just like, whoa, I say to my wife, I'm just popping in there, just popping in that old shop and having a mooch around and looking around, but I've got something to look at now. It's quite exciting. So thank you very much there. Wow, I just very briefly about Cobra Stackers. What a lovely video he put out yesterday, and stunning coins. He's I mean, I don't. He's very different to me from what he likes to do with precious metals. But we get on like house on fire. It's great. But yeah, I can't just. It blows me away. It's literally what he finds, the information he finds out about it. Yeah, really enjoying that, and yeah, it inspires me to be a little bit more. What's the word? A little bit more interested in looking beyond. It's just a piece of silver, or it's just a piece of gold, because we all know it's just a piece of silver and just a piece of gold. Just looking beyond it and just making me appreciate it more, and all the channels that I watch are making me do that more, especially as I've got my own channel, because I appreciate the time and effort that goes into it, and I'm not working as I mean, you look at the output of 365. It's constant, but it's paying dividends for him, fair play and good luck, and I will support that forever and more. But he's working really hard at it, so yeah, if I look at that as a comparison, to the work effort I do, I can sit there and honestly think, wow, absolutely wow, these guys are really going for it, So I just want to support them really as much as I can, which is really cool. But loving the content, loving the changes that are going on. And that's about it, really. It's a bit of a yeah, a bit of a short one. I don't know. Getting back to my live. If I do a live next week, which I will really try and do, you'll have to bear with me because I'm really not. You know, I know I keep saying that I'm a bit of an old git, but I'm not as quick. When it comes to tech, I'm just not as quick. I can sit and talk and drink whiskey and, you know, talk about things, you know, till the cows come home. But I'm not sure I can keep an eye on, you know, interacting on a live chat and want to talk. Um, yeah, that's the only thing I'm sort of just really sort of a little bit concerned about is my attention span. You know, because if I've got to concentrate on the chat and see what people are doing and saying, then I might struggle to lose the content of what Whiskey Wednesday is all about, really. So yeah, and if anyone's got any ideas there that may help me to maybe overcome those little fears, because I don't want it to be. Yeah, if I fuck up, then I'd make a balls of it. I'm not worried about that. I just don't. I don't want to. I try not to. Oh, what's the word? I try to limit the risk of making it a cock up as much as I can, but every now and then, you know, I know more than anyone that these things happen sometimes. But yeah, I'm just I, I when I watch future investments and the stat collector, especially when the stat collector does his long, you know, that long stint he did. Um, you know, just yeah, any advice on that side of it will be really cool because yeah, that's the only thing I dread because I don't want to miss anyone's. If someone wants to talk about something, I don't want to miss it. You know, and if I'm not concentrating on it, because I see, I watch when I watch future investments and the stat collectors live on a Sunday, which I highly recommend you go and watch. Um, you know, I watch that chat just flying through, you know, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm busy concentrating trying to watch it or read it, see what people are saying, and I'm missing the content going on, and like that, and then I get frustrated, and I think, and that's when I think to myself, oh my god, how do I keep an eye on that? And then, um, you know, if someone's asking me a question, instead of sending me the questions, I'd like people to ask me live to talk about stuff. Um, but it's like I've got to have another pair of eyes almost. So I don't know how that works. Perhaps you guys can. You're all more professional at it than I am. Perhaps you can let me know in the comments. That'd be really appreciated, and that'd give me a little bit more confidence. I will do it anyway because I don't care, but I do care if that makes sense. You know, I don't want to make a complete hash of it. Um, that'd be a good laugh as well, for sure. Right, cool. That's a short one this week. I say it's a short one. It's getting on for 55 minutes, so it's not that short. It soon goes. So yeah, thank you very much. Please like, subscribe if you like this sort of content. I will really look forward to yeah. If the lives are successful from my point of view, and I'm quite happy with it, then yeah, we can mix it up a little bit, you know, and then that'll give us a good base to maybe get someone in every other Whiskey Wednesday or once a month or something, just to spice it up a little bit. Getting back to the future, I will say, you youngsters out there, if you've got that opportunity just to save a little bit at the moment, I would. Um, save how you want to save. I'd love to hear that people are saving into precious metals because I believe in them. They've got a purpose, and and historically, it's served most people well that have had a faith in investing in it. So yeah, it has got a good purpose. But yeah, definitely, I'm still of the opinion that we're going into a very, very difficult time that these guys are sorting out at the moment. And God knows how the end game's going to come out, but you know, we have to find our way through it. We have to buffer our way through it all. So, you know, look after yourselves. Just be a little bit wary of what's going on, and if you can just keep a little bit of money, if you're lucky enough, unfortunately, because I know there's people, hopefully there's people that have tuned into this and they're going to watch it and they're going to say, oh God, you know, I'm lucky if I've got a tenner at the end of the month. Well, I'm really sorry. I really am sorry. But save that tenner. Yeah, because then you'll have 20. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, when we are in need of stuff, £1 is a lot of money. Yeah, I can say that from experience. When you think you haven't got a lot, when times are great and we're looking around at everyone being wonderful, yes, it can be really depressing, and I really feel for you. But you know, just having that little bit tucked away, whether you're buying silver or you're fortunate enough to buy a bit of gold on a regular basis, or whatever you want to do with it, or if you're crazy enough to keep it in cash, especially at the moment, but fine, you're still saving. Um, yeah, when the times get bad, you'll be really glad you did it. That's for sure. And yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to pan out, but I can't help but think we are not going to be allowed to get away with a limited amount of pain when we find when we all know deep down this system's screwed. It really is. But it's got to play out, you know. It's got to play out, as we've said a zillion million times before. So yeah, look after yourselves. Try and save a little bit. Keep yourself entertained. This is all free. It's all free. So there's plenty of entertainment out there. So you don't need to spend your money. But yeah, that's enough, Seth. Do what you like. Don't do what I do. Go and find out what you want to do. So yeah, great. Have a good rest of the week. I hope life's treating you all well. Cheers to you all. God bless you all. Take care. Speak to you soon. Bye.